So I've just been doing some thinking, and in regards to MBTI, um, I've noticed that a lot of the times I'm what I need to be for other people. I mean, I'm not gonna go too far out of my way, and especially if I don't really feel like doing something, um, unless it's sort of like a scale, and if it's even if I'm uncomfortable doing something, if someone, if the situation demands it enough, then I will do the thing. So you'll hear, or you might have read that people being like the mom friend, your friend is uncomfortable asking for something, and even if you're normally uncomfortable doing that for yourself, you suddenly feel like you can do that for your friend. Um, I feel like I have some of that, and I guess everybody has that a little bit. But um, and I guess as long as it has my interest too. If I'm interested in doing it for whatever reason, at work, I really hate being bored at work. But I also don't like to do super intensive stuff. Um, I don't, so I don't mind doing the things that I already know how to do, the things that I can do easily because I've done it so much, the known stuff. I really don't mind doing that. And I would rather do something that I know than nothing. Um, but it's more like the same activity, not necessarily the same exact thing over and over again, because that would get boring. Um, and so I've just been trying to figure out which, if I'm feeling or thinking, or intuitive, sensor, savior, demon, extrovert, introverted, and I'm having sort of a hard time figuring that out because I do feel like um, doing the known physical thing is um, is what I do, which is SI, and I really like to make the abstract connections. Um, I like metaphors. I actually really like metaphors, and since I've been doing poetry to try to vent my feelings as well, um, I really would like to. I like to focus on the abstract meanings of the poems, and I don't like to reuse metaphors because it immediately gets old after one use. So I think that's more NE. I don't know where it is in the stack, but I'm pretty comfortable with the things. So I would say they're at least in the middle, that I'm a double observer, because I'm not comfortable with myself or with other people, and I'm trying to figure out which one I'm less comfortable with. Um, so part of the thing that they do for saviors versus demons is that saviors are what you're responsible with. They're they'll like take over for somebody if they're not doing it well enough, or um, if you see them struggling with it, then you will take over for them. And what was the other thing? Let me just get this real quick. It is and you can work through the difficulty of that thing. Um, and the demon part is that you're not responsible with it. You want someone else to take over for you. It feels uh, like a cursed fate. It keeps something that keeps happening to you and that you don't want to keep happening to you. but it could also be something that you want to be good at. I guess those kind of somehow fit together. Um, and for me right now, I'm having a bit of a hard time seeing where the difference is for the deciders with the savior demon, because I can understand introverted observer is control, an extroverted observer is um, freedom, chaos, gathering. I can really understand that part, but it's the deciders that, like, I know what they mean. Um, the extroverted feeling is how the tribe feels, and the extroverted thinking. I had quite a hard time with that one, but I watched one of um, Dave Superpower's videos, and it really helped clear it up. That extroverted thinking is the other people's methods and being able to adapt to their methods, and also wanting to be useful to the tribe instead of just being valuable to them, um, or instead of being useful, feeling extroverted feeling would make you want to be um, loved by them, I suppose, especially if you're SF, because that would be you want to be popular, and NF would be that you want to be able to give everyone a sort of freedom, I guess. You want to be their guide. Um, and then the introverted thinking is your own process and not wanting to take in other people's process. So I'm getting better at knowing the differences between the functions. It's just the stack of them is kind of hard for me to understand for the deciders. Um, so I really do feel like I want to be accepted by other people. I want other people to think that I'm useful, which is CE. And I want to find my self worth. But at the same time, it's like, no, you know what? I think that's what it is. Because I really don't know. I mean, I don't really care about how. I have a hard time like caring about what are people feeling emotionally, because like I can sympathize, and sometimes I can empathize because I've gone through quite a bit of stuff, but it's like they can talk to me and it's just like, whatever, are you done talking yet? I want to get on with what I was doing. Unless we're close and someone that I care about. um, and as for Ti, I am this is the part that trips me up, because I do feel like I have my own methods, and sometimes I feel like my way is the best way, my way or the highway. Um, Especially when I'm planning for something, but I can understand that that could also be NI. So if someone, especially if someone asks my opinion on something, they use their FE to ask for my TI opinion, or I guess they use their TE to ask my TI opinion, going towards the source, as C.S. Joseph would say. Um, they ask for my opinion on something. If I tell them the way that I think it should be done, or if they use their FE on my FI and ask me how I think, or ask me how I feel about something, and then they just disregard it, it's like, why did you even ask me in the first place? Like, if you don't care about how I feel, why would you ask me? um, and a lot of the times, if I use my extroverted decider to ask their decider what they think about something, it will really just help me realize what I wanted in the first place. So, I mean, I can kind of get both ways. The, but it's just hard for me to figure out which one of those I am, because I definitely do want to be thought of as useful to people. I want to have value to people. Um, and I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't really have a lot of confidence in myself, and I think it's been that way since I was a kid. I remember when I was um, maybe 12 years old. I don't remember the context. I don't remember where I was at the time or anything like that, but I do remember that it was when I was in school, and I was having a hard time with some classes, and I was getting lower grades, and my dad kind of was always really on us about having good grades so that we could be successful in the future. And so that kind of made at least me a bit of a perfectionist, because I wanted to prove myself to him. And I started getting some bad grades in classes that I wasn't really good in. And I remember telling my mom that I'm fat and I'm stupid and something else that I can't remember. And she tried to console me, but for the longest time I felt like that, like I just wasn't good enough. Um, that I should be better, and that there are probably ways that I could think of where I could be better, but for some reason I just don't have either enough motivation to do so. Like, I don't care about the tribe's opinion of me enough to be motivated, or I just can't motivate myself because I don't see a point in even trying when I know I'll never be good enough. So the thing is, if I'm an EJ, if I'm an extroverted decider first, because I value the tribe's opinion so much, and I value my own opinion and my own feelings so little, um, and you know what? I can even remember peacocking just the other day to a friend that I'm FI because I talk so much about myself. I'm so interesting, blah blah blah. But then when people like actually try to tell me, like they actually try to give me compliments, and I actually get that value from people, I just kind of brush it off. Mostly because I'm like trying to be modest or whatever, and like, you know, what are you supposed to say when people compliment you? And also because I just like don't agree with them that I'm that good. Um, so, and if I'm an EJ, well, I don't know. I mean, I've always kind of felt like I was an EJ since I started really delving into the typing, even though I was typed as an IP a lot. And I guess that's just from not being able to be as honest with myself as I could be, and because of the bias when taking the test, like I know what they're asking, so I know how I would answer if I want to be a certain type, and it's kind of hard to work around that. You kind of have to really think about like the you before you started getting into typing. Like, you have to start being aware of your past so that you can better type yourself and you can make a better future for yourself. Um, which honestly, that kind of sounds like SENI, but I'm no ENFJ, I don't think. um, I'm no Oprah anyway. I don't I don't think so. Um, but I'm gonna go ahead and mark on my little paper here that I'm probably IPEJ, that I'm more about the tribe as the savior. I don't know what my savior would be for the observers. I have no idea, really, because I feel like I use all four of the observers equally. Do I gather more sensory to make an abstract theory or goal or connection, or do I gather abstract ideas to form a physical list? What is SI? Details, physical control. I do like to keep my environment tidy, but I also like to be able to hone in on a theory. No. I mean, when you're coming up with a metaphor for poetry, I really want to figure out the best word, like the exact word, and sort of draw out a picture with the metaphor. A friend came to me, or I was talking with a friend the other night, and she was opening up to me about not feeling like she was she was feeling a little down, and I was trying to give her some encouragement, and I just happened to think of like every raindrop has a rainbow trapped inside if you're willing to shine a light through it. And I was like, I can't believe I just came up with that. Oh my god. Um, I feel like that was a little peacocking. Like, I want to be NI, even though I'm really sensory, but I don't even know if that was NI. That's just abstract. I don't know which one that was. Any NI. Well, after I said that, then I tried to think of other things on top of that I could build from it, like, and it was something like, inside every raindrop, there's a rainbow inside of every raindrop if you're willing to shine a light through it. And the more brightly the light, or if someone shines a light bright enough through the raindrop, through it, then the brighter the light, the bigger the rainbow, or something like that. And basically, you are the raindrop, and you just have to wait. You just have to be patient that someone will come along that is willing to shine their light on you so you can become the best version of you. And if they love you enough, you can reach your full potential. Which, no, or I mean, it could be the other way too, that you put your love into someone and they can reach their full potential. It doesn't even have to be like romantic. It could be platonic love for your friend, and you just build each other up to become your full potential, which all of that talk is very tribe oriented, and it's abstract, and it paints a physical picture. It's like a physical metaphor. And So that just reaffirmed that I'm probably an EJ, or at least DE savior. And see, I can't tell if I'm gathering with abstract to organize physically or gathering physically to form or to organize abstractly. And I think I'm doing more gathering sensory there, with the imagery gathering. I'm gathering lots of physical things that are connected, like raindrops and rainbows and light, to form uh, the concept and the idea that everyone is a raindrop with a rainbow inside. So that's SENI. And I wouldn't know which is first, but at least that would be a start. The only thing that makes me question it is that I really like to organize the physical world as well. And but do I have NE? Do I like to gather the abstract? Do I like to gather in the chaos? I certainly like being chaotic, which would make me think like the peacocking thing where I want to have that function. So it's peacocking. But I think I just want to be abstract in general. I want to be thought of as um, I want to be thought of as smart. Am I an ESFJ? SINE? I don't know. For some reason, I don't want to be an ESFJ. I think it's just like too popular of a type, and I just have that idea in my head that I want to be rare, you know, I want to be special. Anyway, rambling on in this video, but I just thought it would help to get a to have something for me to look back on, um, to look at, just another vlog, to look back on. And it's not like anybody's gonna see these anyway, right?